I am back with part two of my response to Matt in our video discussion for week 2 of digital persuasion, and was in the middle of sort of teasing out a long response to his inquiry about whether or not or how we should go about monitoring or regulating or allowing media use as just an approved practice in the work environment. And I think it's a tricky question on a number of fronts. In my response, the short response is I think it's situational. I think it depends on the use, it depends on where you're at. At the same time, people just use media and require media more and more, and so that need is not going anywhere. But I was reminded of something else too. I do think there can be situations of abuse, and there are certainly organizational handbooks that have particular language crafted to kind of ward off abusive uses, and that's protecting the company as well. At the same end, I think to your point, you were trying to spin the positives of it and how it can enhance our workspaces, because a lot of the kinds of media we pick up on in a casual nature, sort of like at that entertaining level or social level, has replaced that water cooler experience. So just because we're not all standing around a physical water cooler doesn't mean we're not all creating community and culture through sharing, I don't know, the latest viral craze, right? Whatever, goofy dance or ice dumping thing. But what came to mind was, in support of it anyway, to a degree, was a little bit of the leadership training that I went through when I first came on board here at MacU, and that was from the company Giant Worldwide, right? They've developed these tools to help increase efficiency and leadership in our everyday lives. And one of the most strategic emphases in this training was what the creators consider these 5 gears, right? These 5 gears of, I don't know, of production in our everyday lives. And I'm not going to go into detail of all of those, but I recommend the materials. But they're essentially these 5 gears, and the 5th gear is this hyper focus, right? When you're in the zone, when you're getting the things done you've got to get done, the major projects, the most serious stuff. And if you go all the way down to the 1st gear, so the opposite end of that gear spectrum, it is something called recharge mode, okay? Personal recharge, where you're unplugging, you're kind of doing the things that will get your batteries, kind of reset so that you can continue to be a productive member, so that you're not entering those phases of personal burnout. And we all experience that from time to time. And so, there's something to that equation of recognizing there are these 5 gears, and maybe even a reverse gear, an R gear, right? Where we're being, non-productive as a result of an imbalance. And, I think that's very valuable in thinking about our media uses. We want to be valuable and strategic. At the same time, there are things we need to do on media, right? So many people must handle, bills online, right? Work through financial X, Y's, and Z's. And even for parents, you're getting emails from your children's schools, right? There might be weather updates. There's a lot of valuable information, necessary information to our successful life cycles that we get from technology. And the trick is to let it be synchronized with what we do and not be a hindrance to our workflow. All right, and so I think there's something to those 5 gears, and there is that slight need for recharging. Now, I don't know what that looks like. It may change from time to time, but there are certain workspaces where we also have to be, cautious, because maybe if we have too many underlings, or there's, urgent objectives that need to be met, that's certainly not the time for, going off and, binge watching the latest series of, who knows what on who knows which channel. All right, hopefully that explained a little bit, and I guess a lot of time. Thanks.